To go. Hello and welcome everybody to today's live commodity market analysis with the Gold and Silver Club for the 15th of September 2016, presented by myself, Phil Carr. So during today's session, we will be covering live market analysis. We will provide you with a watch list of trading opportunities. We will go through an overview of the commodity markets. We'll go through our top trades of the week. And of course, we will be answering questions throughout today's session as well. So before we get started, let me introduce you to the Gold and Silver Club. Now, the Gold and Silver Club is the world's #1 commodities trading and investment coaching company. We are regarded as the go-to authority on commodities trading, and as internationally respected experts, our analysis and our opinions on the metals, the energies, and the agricultural markets, they are routinely sought by major financial television channels and publications, which include Bloomberg, Reuters, CNBC, Global Banking and Finance Review, The Wall Street Journal. Our team of experts has trained and mentored over 100,000 private traders from all over the world to increase their wealth and generate substantial monthly income through commodities using our signature trading strategies. So for more information on the Gold and Silver Club and our expertise, please visit our website, which is at www.thegoldandsilverclub.com. Okay, so with that said, we are going to get straight into it today, guys. We're going to move over to the charts, and we'll talk you through what we're looking at here with gold, with silver, with oil, and also the agricultural markets as well. So we've just had the Bank of England, the interest rate decision there, where they've kept the key interest rate to 0.25%, but hinted it could cut again later this year. And with that, we have seen the US dollar index sell off. So you can see here, currently the US dollar index is stuck within quite a tight range at the moment. And I would suggest that actually we've got the beginning of a bear flag formation here with the US dollar right now, which moves inversely to gold and silver. So right now you can see the US dollar index starting to build up some momentum to the downside. We have, in approximately 15 minutes time, we have core retail sales, we have the Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index, and we have PPI as well. So that is all coming up at 1:30 London time within the next 15 minutes. Now I'll move it over to the precious metals. First of all, I want to have a look at silver, then we'll move over to gold. So what I would note at the moment on silver is you want to have, I'm sure a lot of you who trade silver or gold have got these channels on already, but if you haven't, make sure you add those on. So silver at the moment continues to hold on to its underlying major supportive channel. Now, we tested the lower end of that channel at the beginning of September as we headed into non-farm payrolls, which were a miss, which caused the US dollar index to sell off. We saw a breakout with gold, with silver, and we came right the way back towards the upper end of this channel, coming back up to $20 per ounce here with silver before we've retraced yet again. And right now, we've got also a larger bull flag formation in development here, and we've got a nice pennant formation. So essentially, I'm seeing the trade set up at the moment as we go into the FOMC statement as a consolidation of price, which is very typical as we go into FOMC statements where the price structure gets tighter and tighter, and eventually it provides a catalyst for a breakout. And that is exactly what I'm looking at as we go into next week here as well. We'll be watching this closely as we continue to progress into the US session today. So what we need to remember on silver at the moment is so far this year, silver has been up over 47%. It's been one of the best performing commodities alongside zinc and sugar so far this year. Now, currently, it continues to hold on to a very strong supportive channel, which has been in place since the beginning of this year. And every time we've been at a major decision point, whether that's been Brexit, whether it's been non-farm payrolls or an FOMC statement, we have seen over the course of 2016 major news items be in the favor of the predominant trend. So far in 2016, silver has transitioned into a bull market. This market is transitioned up over 20% in 2016. It's had still a record net long buy positions from hedge funds, and with that we continue to see strong support for this market. Now, I would watch this supportive channel very closely at the moment, so I do like silver here if it can get a breach, certainly over the course of this week into the FOMC statement above the 1940 zone. If we can break above that level, I see some good upside potential here, and particularly if silver can actually build up enough momentum in the coming week to break back above at $20 per ounce. This is a level I'm looking at for a breakout opportunity. So if we can continue to rally, build up momentum to the upside, break above those highs going into next week's FOMC statement, that will be confirmation that we've got a bull flag formation, a much larger bull flag formation development here. And I'm watching silver very closely here for an opportunity, given that it has come back towards its supportive channels. We've got a number of indicators which show us that silver at the moment has got into an oversold condition, and it does have some good potential upside. Now, the flip side of that at the moment with silver would be if we were to break below this trend channel, revisit the 100-day moving average, revisit the Fibonacci, which is sitting at approximately $18.30 per ounce at the moment. If we did retest that level, that is the zone that we broke out from Brexit, and that would also be a very important supportive zone for silver as well moving forward. But you can see already today we're starting to build up some momentum. US dollar is starting to roll over. Now, another indicator that you want to have a look at the moment is the VIX. So this is the Volatility Index, and this gives us an idea of fear in the market, where the volatility is. And we can see right now that over the last week and a half, fear has increased. The Volatility Index has broken out to the upside. And with that, we've also seen indices such as the S&P 500 start to break down in price here as well. So we had a significant breakdown last Friday. We had a retracement on Monday, but slowly but surely we've seen indexes such as the Dow Jones, S&P 500 rolling over and sitting towards their weekly lows at the moment. So what can we deduce from that? Well, at the moment, we've got the volatility in the markets is increasing. We're coming into next week's FOMC statement, which is only just under a week away now, which typically is a catalyst for some great trade opportunities as we move towards the end of September and into October as well. And alongside that, we also have the elections, which are coming up. The presidential debates will start at the end of September, and we have the elections coming up at the beginning of November. So there's plenty of opportunities that we see in the markets now in the weeks ahead. So if we go over and just break it down and have a look now at the gold market. Now, gold is also providing some nice support here following on from non-farm payrolls at the beginning of this month. So non-farm payrolls were a miss. We held on to the 1300 zone. From there, we've continued to rotate higher. We had a just under 500 point gain to the upside following on from non-farm payrolls. We've now since retraced. We've created a higher low so far, building up a supportive layer here around the 1315 zone, and we've also got a pennant formation. Now, this is very typical again prior to major news items like FOMC statements, that you typically see the price structure get tighter and tighter. We've essentially got higher lows for gold at the moment, but also we've got lower highs as well as we're building into a pennant, which typically you would expect to get an explosive breakout from that as we go into the FOMC statement. So at the moment, right now for gold, it has moved into, of course, a bull market this year. Gold up over 25% in 2016. It's got strong underlying support at the moment. Number one at the 1300 level, which is the level that we broke out from Brexit. This is a zone that we closed above. We closed into 1315 on the close after Brexit. We since found support at that level. So previous resistance at 1300 has now become support. And more recently, we've found support again at the lower end of this trend channel, which you definitely want to make sure you have on your chart, because a lot of technical traders are using this underlying supportive channel for gold here to add to their position. So all you need to do is go back in the chart, go back to December, find the swing lows from December, from January through to June, through to July, the more recent swing lows at the end of August, at the beginning of September, connect those levels, and you can see here where gold continues to find support at the lower end of that channel. And I do believe we've got some good trade opportunities here as we head into next week's FOMC statement here, given the overall price structure, a pennant formation where we see the price get tighter and tighter with higher lows, lower highs, typically gives rise to some really decent breakout trades. Now, historically, if you go back to 2015, 14, 13, 2012, 2011, a typical September FOMC statement causes a breakout in the region of about 500 points for gold within about a 7-day period. Now, typically over the last couple of years, we have seen those breakouts over shorter durations of time. We've seen 500-point moves within about 48 hours, but normally we get a prolonged move towards the end of September. So you can expect initially a catalyst, the FOMC statement next Wednesday being a catalyst for short-term direction. Then once we pick a direction with gold, with silver, with the US dollar, I would expect some follow through certainly until the end of next week and then into the following week as well. I'll be watching that very closely for more momentum as we continue to evolve into the end of September, and then we move into October as well. So for me, gold and silver are absolutely on the radar at the moment. I do like the fact that gold actually yesterday produced a rejection candle at the lower end of this trend channel. Essentially what I'd like to see today in order to hold this level would be a break back above 1,326 US dollars to get some follow through above that level, close above that zone as well. So we're ricocheting at the moment this week between about the 13.15 zone up to the 13.30 level. If we can get a breakout and get some clearance above 13.30 and get a retest of the upper end of this trend channel, it does bode well for the gold bulls at the moment. Now, we do have some data coming out in about 7 minutes time approximately, which we can have a look at, but right now we're seeing some support for gold and silver, and the US dollar index is pulling back. Now, moving over to the energies, if we have a look at light sweet crude oil, find this price structure quite interesting right now. And again, if you want to have some major dates in the diary at the moment, at the end of this month, we have from the 26th to the 28th of September, over that 3-day period, we have the OPEC meeting, which typically we would expect being a catalyst for the commodity markets here. So we're looking at that very closely for the next directional move here for oil. Now, right now, we've continued to move between $40 to $50 per barrel since the beginning of August. This is the range at the moment on oil, and we're slap bang in the middle of that range right now. So we're sitting around 45 US dollars. So just to put this in a little bit of context for oil over the course of this year, last year at the December 4th OPEC meeting, that is where we saw oil break down significantly. In fact, after that meeting, it broke down 500 points within a week. And then eventually in the next couple of months, from December the 4th through to the beginning of February, we saw oil break down to 12-year lows, which is where it bottomed around 27 US dollars per barrel. We had a double bottom where it revisited those lows at the beginning of February. And then we had a 5-month rally in oil where it came all the way back up to 52 US dollars per barrel. That was a 90% retracement from the lows here, which were formed at 27 US dollars per barrel. We had an incredible rally. And then since then, we then corrected 50%. So if you put on your Fibonacci levels, going back to beginning of beginning of January, around the 19th of January, and beginning of February up to the highs of June here, you can see where we pull back 50. And then since then, we've had about a 1,000-point rally back to $50 per barrel. And we're just sat within the 45 US dollar per barrel zone at the moment. So what can we deduce from that? What can we look at moving forward? Well, again, we've got a pennant formation, which is in development on oil. We've just come down for a revisit of the lower end of that trend channel just this morning. For those of you who might trade lower time frames, we've had a nice rejection candle just develop at the lower end of this channel. You've got on the 4-hour time frame, got a very clear underlying trend channel. You've got a very clear setup in development here for reasonably good risk to reward if you happen to trade off lower time frames. On the daily chart, I'm waiting for a little bit more follow through. Ideally, if we were to form a rejection candle here into the close today at this supportive channel, that would bode well for oil for a short-term momentum move back towards resistance here. Purely from a technical trading perspective at the moment, we're in an oversold condition in the short term. We've come back below 45 US dollars per barrel. And what we could look at is to move within this range up until the OPEC meeting. Now, of course, if oil was to break down and break below this swing low, which is sitting at 43 US dollars per barrel, we could actually get a revisit of the 200-day moving average, which sits at approximately about 41.50 here at the moment, because oil still remains range bound between 40 to 50. I see good value for a buy on oil between 40 to 43 US dollars per barrel. And at the moment, the sell zone is between about 49, well, about 48 actually, through to 50. That is the overbought condition is at around $50 per barrel at the moment. And the oversold condition right now on oil is between 40 to 43. So buy zone, which we are approaching at the moment, here's where we are sat at the moment, right at the lower end of this trend channel. And if that closes with a confirmed setup today, we will look for a short-term momentum trade on this. And likewise, if we were to break below the previous low here from about a couple of weeks back, prior to the, let's have a look at that, the swing low around 43. If we broke below that level, we would look for better entries at the lower end of this supportive zone, just to take advantage of the range-bound trade opportunity on oil right now. So oil, we're continuing to watch very closely as well here. I do suspect the main trade will be at the end of the month from 26th to the 28th of September, where we do have the OPEC meeting. Typically, that does give rise to some good trading opportunities. So that is what we will be watching very carefully. And for those of you who might follow the grains, in particular, watching soybeans here at the moment, we did find on the back of USDA report on Monday, supply and demand report, that we had a record yield for soybeans, one of the largest on record, which caused this big drop to the downside. Certainly on higher timeframes here, we've continued to see bearish momentum to the downside. We can see where we've broken below the previous monthly lows. Previous month, we've got a lower high, lower low on the monthly chart. We've got the potential to come all the way back down, certainly to the 900 zone in the short term here. So we're watching soybeans for a bit more momentum. We essentially have clean air here for a breakdown lower on soy. So if you do trade the grains, there is a potential trade lining up on soy as well. So we just have that on the radar. The USDA report came in as very bearish for soybeans. The yield on that was very large, much larger than expectations. Now, with that, let me just move back over to gold here. We'll also just take a look at the US dollar index as well. We have about a minute until we've got core retail sales, Philadelphia Fed manufacturing index, and PPI numbers to come out as well. So I would just continue to hold on that. We'll just put out any questions there as well. Okay, perfect. So if you just bear with me 30 seconds or so, we'll just wait for those numbers to come out, see if we get any sort of impact here on the US dollar and also on gold and silver as well. So we're currently on US dollar index at the moment. I'll just bring that out, make it a little bit clearer for you. So far, I do see a bear flag formation development, nice pennant in development as well. We'll just wait for those numbers to come out. Okay, so with that, you can see actually we just had a nice breakdown on the US dollar. So let's look at the inverse correlation. There we go, pop to the upside for gold. I mean, that's the perfect inverse correlation to actually look for. So that is that bear flag formation on US dollar is now breaking down. So that's exactly what I'd like to see here for some good momentum to the upside for gold and silver. So you can see starting, we've already popped above yesterday's high here for gold. Silver, I would anticipate will have a similar price structure as well. Yeah, there we go. We've already popped above yesterday's high. So essentially, that data has come out. Let's have a look. Certainly the knee-jerk reaction here for the US dollar index. Okay, that's coming as negative there. Okay, retail sales negative. PPI numbers negative as well. Okay, so hence we've got the breakout. So that is bodes well for the metals here as we go into the US session this afternoon. We've had a nice pullback there on the US dollar, good momentum starting to develop on gold and silver. Okay, so definitely markets to watch this afternoon. I do like where we are sat in the context of price at the moment. We could get a revisit move, start to build up momentum back up to the upper end of these channels here. So do keep an eye on both gold and silver today. That is looking quite nice off the back of those numbers, PPI, core retail sales. So with that, let's just move you back to the main presentation, guys. So I will just take you back to our top trades over the last week. So our portfolio performance, our trading performance update using our exclusive research-driven strategies are as follows. So over this month, we've had a good opportunity over the last week and a half to take advantage of a breakout on corn. Actually, following on from non-farm payrolls was the catalyst for a significant move to the upside, 410 10-point profit we caught on this trade, exiting just prior to the USDA report on Monday for 410 points of profit. We also benefited from a breakout trade on light sweet crude oil just last week, gaining over 310 points profit. And we also had that lovely breakout trade on gold following on from non-farm payrolls at the beginning of September, which we managed to capitalize on for 360 points of profit. Now, if you would like access to highly profitable live trade ideas shared with you, ready to implement for instant results, you can get exclusive access to our private members live trading room. All you need to do is go across to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, so it's www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com. So what does that include? What do you get by being a member of the Gold and Silver Club? Well, I'll break it down for you. So who's it for? Well, whether you're a new trader looking to develop a solid understanding of the markets, fast track your results, or even if you're an experienced trader and you're looking to take your trading to the next level, the private members live trading room is definitely for you. It includes the following. So you get live trading room webinars. So you get access to our exclusive live trading room webinars where you can watch the Gold and Silver Club expert traders analyze the commodity markets right in front of you, pick out highly profitable live trade setups, share exact entry, exit points, profit, stop loss targets. We'll walk you through live trade ideas ready to implement for instant results. You also get notifications via email, SMS, real-time trade notifications, which alert you when to enter a trade. All of those notifications include exact details of where to enter, exit, place a stop loss. All of those trade setups are sent out to you in advance notice to ensure you have plenty of time to get into every position at the best possible price for maximum profits. And you get commodity research, so market insights. You get exclusive access to our proprietary trading research and market insights to help boost your win rate and ensure you're on the right side of every trade. Our trading research is guaranteed to give you the ultimate edge in the commodity markets and fast track your results. And you get all of that by being a member of the private members live trading room. So again, you get exclusive access to our weekly live trading room webinars, live trade setups ready to implement. You get real-time trade notifications, which are sent out to you via email, SMS, so you don't miss any profitable trades. You get exact details of where we are entering, exiting, placing our stop loss on every single setup, a weekly trading plan with a watch list of trade ideas for the week ahead. You get live trade support to help you successfully through each trade, institutional level trading research, and commodity insights to give you the ultimate edge in the markets. And to get all of that, to get exclusive access to our private members live trading room, just go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com, complete the application form, and we will get in touch with you ASAP. Okay, so that is as simple as it is, www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com. Okay, fantastic. So with that, guys, I hope that gives you some insight into some of the opportunities in the markets at the moment. Of course, if you would like to gain access to the exact trades that we are taking at the Gold and Silver Club, do make sure you get in touch. I wish you a fantastic day. Good trading, guys. Thoroughly look forward to hear from those of you who will be making an application and joining us at the Gold and Silver Club. All the best, and we will speak to you very soon. Okay, take care, guys. Speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.